Momentum is a monster. Welcome to the Dom Skeen channel, your one-stop shop for the Mariners storylines on Seattle's minds. The Mariners beat the Reds in the rubber match to take the series and go 9-9 on Thursday. 11-7 was the final score. Emerson Hancock started the game, and for everybody who's talking about Emerson Hancock is trash, he's never going to be good. I mean, he did have 6 whiffs on 73 pitches. So despite a rough first inning, he settled down and he actually got a few whiffs on his. He got 3 whiffs on only 9 swings on the changeup. So that's actually a pretty good rate. Then he got 2 whiffs on that fastball on just 8 swings. The whiff rate is good. Then the swing and strike rate, 3 whiffs on 22 pitches for the changeup, 2 whiffs on 12 pitches for the fastball. If he went back to being a 4-seam fastball pitcher, like I've been saying this whole time, stop being this sinker, slider, tinker guy that you've been in the minors, we might actually see the version of Emerson Hancock we've always been wanting. I still have faith in it. I'm willing to die on this hill at this point. I just don't know what else to say. Clearly the sinker isn't the right thing to do. 1 whiff on 17 swings, 33 total sinkers. There's no swing and miss potential with that pitch. Now, it did get some decent average exit velocities, get some pretty low ones, some nice minimums, 58.7, but the average at 88.4, still decently high. Like, that's not a really great average exit velocity, especially for the fact that it never misses any bats. Like Kumar Rocker, Emerson Hancock, you go watch that sinker. It just looks like that thing is for sure moving, but the hitters know exactly where it's moving to. So they're still crushing it. Moving over to the offensive side, obviously, when you put up 13 hits, 11 runs, there's a story to it. And we were up for a lot of this game. We go down 2-0 in the first with Hancock getting hit around a little bit. And then we come back, get those 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. We're up 4-2, and then they score again in the 7th, make it 4-3. We make it 5-3. It was 4-2, 5-3. We were up for it felt like for most of this game in the driver's seat. But by the time, and then Luke Raley, shout out to him for hitting that home run, by the way, obviously. But then you get to the bottom of the 8th inning. Edward Bizardo gives up the grand slam to Jake Fraley, former Mariner, which I can't be anything but happy for Jake Fraley. As the Blue Jays just took a 1-0 lead on us right here. Only 10 pitches in on Brian Wu. He's got the 2 outs. Very similar to what happened last Saturday night, actually. So, see what happens here. Real quick. Wu 96, middle high. That'll be enough to get sac fly to left field, get Bo Bichette home. So now we're down against the Blue Jays. But back to basically Edward Bizardo gives up that grand slam to Fraley. And with Bizardo, he's a guy who's starting to gain a little more trust. We've made some really weird bullpen moves over the past few days. I have to just kind of say, I didn't understand the Troy Taylor getting sent back down today after getting called up just 2 days ago. And then Bizardo has gained a lot of trust. Like, he's not really going anywhere as of right now. But he does give up kind of a middle-of-the-plate meatball to Fraley, who is just a measured hitter who's going to crush that pitch when he gets it. Really, the main thing is we don't want to be putting guys on base so that when we do give up that that mistake pitch, then it is what it is, but it's just 1 run. Anyway, we're down 7-5 at this point. Nobody's Mariners fans just don't expect to win when we lose the lead late in the game. If another team comes back on us, 8th inning on, Mariners fans, you see if you go to the games, they'll be out of there so quick. But, top of the 9th inning, Emilio Pagan, another former Mariner, who's been acting as the Reds' closer with Alexis Diaz injured and now not pitching well yet, enough to get into that closer role. Emilio Pagan is serving as the Reds closer in 2025. Serves up some meatballs. Cal has been eating everything these days. So, I mean, you got to just love what Cal is doing, obviously. That lefty power is pretty insane, and with the torpedo bat, it's just accentuated it. The past week, he literally got the torpedo bat a week ago. 6 homers, just insane. And then 6 homers in 6 games, by the way. Yeah, you can't ask for much more out of Cal. And then Randy Rosarena hitting that bomb. I mean, Randy is definitely showing some signs of having the best year he has maybe ever. He's got a much higher walk rate, a lower strikeout rate than he ever has. He's going to hit the absolute life out of the ball, and he's going to steal bases as well. Then seeing, kind of moving on, once we tied it up in the 9th against Emilio Pagan, yeah, we left it tied at 7-7, didn't score another run, but they didn't score another run either. And once we got into extras, you could feel the momentum. And this is why I titled the video today, is because you could feel that momentum in the 10th inning. And another quote, a wise man once told me, you win in the margins. The big wins, you see all of it come out, but you're really winning in the margins. And in that 10th inning, you just had guys reaching base. Donovan Solano reaching base, just by hitting the ball. Ellie De La Cruz bobbles it for half a second, and somehow Donovan Solano's reaching base, in the infield. Stuff, just the little things, winning in the margins like that. The Reds are also losing in the margins, having Ellie De La Cruz not make those throws. And he had another, I think, error in that inning. But scoring those 4 runs in that inning, you could see that was momentum and winning in the margins. So all credit to the team where it's due. That's what good baseball teams do. And now it's time to move on to this weekend series against the Blue Jays. We're 9-9. And, 10-9. We have a winning record for the first time all year since opening day. So with a winning record now going into Toronto, Bowden Francis, whatever, pitching tonight. His Baseball Savant page is absolute trash. He's being compared to like bad versions of Jose Barrios. This year's Max Scherzer, 2019 Logan Webb before he was good. And then we also face Easton Lucas, I think, tomorrow. And Easton Lucas is the one I'm scared of. He's the guy who has really interesting, scary stuff. Baseball Savant compares him to Chris Bubich this year, who's having an insane breakout year and might just be a top 20 starting pitcher in the MLB already. So Bowden Francis, we got to get after him tonight. I feel more confident about him than I do about... And Rowdy just hits a bomb off of Bowden Francis. As I say that, hey, no better time to get going against Bowden Francis than right when I'm saying it. Shout out to Rowdy for that one. 113.1 off the bat. That is an absolute piss missile. Pulled down the line. And the right fielder for the Blue Jays could only watch it. Tied up 1-1, top of the 2nd inning. I will be back after this game for the post game. Now, the announcement that I wanted to make to you guys, I asked Angie Mentink on Twitter. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this, but there's no Mariners pregames on Root Sports for these away games this year. There just wasn't one on like Tuesday, so I tweeted to Angie pregame. Don't see a pregame on Root Sports. And Angie replied to me and said, no pregames on Root Sports for road games this year. So there's no TV pregames for road games this year. And so let me know down in the comments below what you want to see from a pregame this year. Where do you guys usually go? Do you go a different stream, or do you guys maybe watch that? Did you got any of you guys tune into that Ryan Roland Smith podcast that they're putting on there? Yeah. Well, what I want us to talk about in the comments today is what do Mariners fans do for pregame? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I will see you guys tomorrow. Go Imps.